Today we're going to talk about the circulatory system. One of the diagrams to the left is a picture of your body, and it shows all the veins and arteries that are present in your body, where they're located. And the other diagram is a diagram of your heart, the different parts of your heart. The circulatory system's job is to transport products from the digestive and respiratory systems to the cells. So the circulatory system's job is to transport the nutrients that we get from the food and oxygen that we get in from the respiratory system and pass it along, transport it along in your body to the cells that need it. So that way you can sustain life. Blood is the fluid in the body that delivers oxygen and other materials to cells and removes carbon dioxide and other waste that we do not need. The heart is an organ that pushes blood throughout the circulatory system. It's the main organ of the circulatory system. The right side pumps blood into the lungs, and the left side pumps blood to the rest of the body. The right atrium receives oxygen-poor blood from all parts of the body, and the right ventricle pumps oxygen-poor blood to the lungs. Oxygen-poor blood means that it has a lack of oxygen. It doesn't have nearly as much oxygen. It's got just a slight decrease in oxygen in that particular blood. Whereas with the left atrium, this one receives the oxygen-rich blood from the lungs. It has more oxygen in this blood. The left ventricle pumps oxygen-rich blood to all parts of the body. Here's a diagram of the heart. With blood, you've got tissue that make up. It's tissue that's made up of plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. White blood cells help your body fight infection by attacking disease-causing organisms. Your white blood cells that's mainly talked about with the immune system because the immune system is where your body fights off diseases. So the white blood cells are part of the immune system as well. Red blood cells, these pick up oxygen in the lungs and transport it throughout the body. And platelets help form blood clots. Platelets are very important, especially if you get a cut, a scrape, or whatnot, because with platelets that are in the blood, it helps your blood clot so that way you don't bleed to death, where it stops bleeding. So platelets are very important in the blood. Blood vessels, there's different types of blood vessels. They include arteries, veins, and capillaries. So let's look at the difference between these three. Arteries are vessels that take away blood from the heart. They have strong walls, and they carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart. Oxygen-rich, again, remember, has more oxygen in it. It's going to carry that oxygen-rich blood away from the heart to the other parts of your body that needs more oxygen. And veins are vessels that carry blood back to the heart. They have thinner walls compared to arteries, and they carry the oxygen poor blood back to the heart for it to receive more oxygen. With capillaries, they connect arteries and veins. They're very narrow, they're very, very small. Materials are exchanged between the blood and the tissues in the capillaries. Blood pressure, this is the force produced when the heart contracts and travels through the blood and exerts pressure on the blood vessels. We'll talk a little bit more about blood pressure later on. There are several different blood types. There's type A, type B, type AB, and type O. Type A has A antigens. Type B has B antigens. Type AB has both of A and B antigens, and it's considered the least common blood type in the world. AKA, which stands for also known as, is the universal recipient, where it can receive all the different blood types. And type O has no antigens. It doesn't have A, B, or AB, and it's the most common in the world. It's also known as the universal donor. It can donate blood to almost everybody because it has no antigens. And these are the resources for this PowerPoint.